Ciao. We're here on day 3 of concept 28, and I just greeted you with an Italian word, ciao. That's hello and goodbye in Italian. So now you know a little bit of Italian. How many syllables in that word, ciao? Remember that a syllable is a word or part of a word made with one opening of the mouth. A syllable has one vowel sound. So how many times does your mouth open on ciao? Echo? Ciao. One time. So that's a small word because it only has one opening of the mouth. All right, so we're going to look at our chart. We're going to start right here with our rapid recognition. And all right, here's our chart. So first up, letter recognition. So warm up on the top row. Now on the bottom row. All right, I'm going to set a 1-minute timer and begin. And stop. How many letters per minute were you able to read correctly? Let's move on to word recognition. We're going to warm up, spill, sing, log, as, spot, in, spot, log, as, in, sing, spill. I've got 1 minute on the timer. When you hear the beep, begin, and then stop when it ends. And stop. Any words confuse you or get confused? Doesn't look like this list has too many that would be easily confused. All right, we're going to go on to phonology. And remember, in phonology, we're going to be manipulating sounds, playing with syllables. So I will put these in our document view so that you can see them. So words rhyme when the first part is different and the second part is the same. So sometimes we'll be using this visual cue, and then sometimes we'll be using our sound circles to be able to do phonology. All right, here we go. And we're going to do this for 5 minutes and 3 seconds, fellas. Ready? Begin. Okay, here we go. Thumbs up or thumbs down if they rhyme. Each, teach. They both have each. Breathe, east. Porch, torch. Perch, purse. Echo. Fish, wish. Echo. Lunch, bunch. Echo. North, south. Echo. Ouch, touch. Echo. Tooth, booth. Echo. Math, mouth. Echo. That was tricky because they both have the same onset, but that math has ath and mouth has alf. All right, put these words together, these sounds together to make a word. Let's use our sound circles to help us. And I'm just going to start with the sound circles. I have the sound circles that have 5. There might be more, so I might have to go off. Okay, ready? Because y'all are getting pretty good at this, so I'm advancing, going to more advanced words. B-r-a-n-ch. V-a-n-ish. B-r-e-th. S-w-ish. Ch-i-l-d-r-a-n. That has a lot of sounds. Children, because it's 2 syllables. So it has 7 sounds. Thinnest. Thinnest. That has 6 sounds. I went off. B-r-a-th-er. K-a-ch-er. Ch-i-l-e. Now tell me what sound is in the middle. So I want to know right here the medial sound in clashing. Sh is the medial sound. In shadow. So shadow. What's the medial sound? That's a D. Crunching. What's the medial sound in crunching? Ch, ch. Checker. What's the medial sound in checker? K, k is in the middle. Marching. What's the medial sound in marching? March. E-n. Ch is the medial sound. Hushing. What's the medial sound in hushing? Shh. Last one. Wishbone. What's the medial sound in wishbone? That's shh. All right, now let's do some changing. We're going to change the sound. Most of these words have 3 sounds. We'll use 4 because some of them could have 4 sounds. Okay, so my word is chat. Chat. Change this to fl. New word is flat. 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 Change this to sk. scat. My word is scat. Change this to spl. Spl. The new word is splat. My word is check. Check. Change the initial sound to t. That's tech. That's the first syllable in technology. So tech is part of a word. Two more. My word is spec. Spec. Change this sound to and then ek. Wreck. Last one. So this word is wreck. Wreck. This part by itself is what, boys? Ek. So now put sp in the initial position. The new word is spec. Okay, timer has gone off. So we are on this part of our lesson. You guys need that. So take that out. Remember, we'll get to this when we get to this part of the deck. When we're doing the green deck, when you see me put the green decks out, you know you're going to be getting ready to write on the paper. An open syllable ends in one vowel. The vowel in an open accented syllable is long, coded with a macron. Long vowels say their name. Ti as in tiger, si as in silent, li as in lion. A closed syllable ends in at least one consonant after one vowel. The vowel in a closed syllable is short, coded with a breve. U umbrella I itch A apple O octopus Consonants close the mouth. The sound is blocked or partially blocked by the tongue, teeth, or lips. K kite k, S sock s, S nose z, L leaf F fish f, N nest n, M mitten R rabbit D dog d, P pig p, B bat b, G goat g, H house h, T table t. Consonant clusters, two or more adjacent consonants that make one sound. NG king Special situations are just special. A banana A base word plus a suffix is a derivative. Vowel suffix ing, singing ing, happening now. A suffix is a letter or a group of letters added to the end of a base word. A suffix is coded with a box. Consonant suffix s, tips, pins, z, more than one. A base word is a plain word with nothing added to it. G. U, comma, A. NG. L. R. D. 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 F. T. 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 G. 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 I, I. B, B, B. H. M. A, O. S, S. N. Z, S. P. We're here on our chart. So that's reading practice, and we're going to do the similar activity that we did yesterday with reading practice. So you're going to be using the screen and following along with me as I guide you through the practice page. And y'all can freeze the page. Your parents can freeze the page to do practice on your own, to do guess my word later. But I'll model in this lesson how to do guess my word, how to do those activities. Okay, so this is our reading practice page for today, and I'm going to get it as large as I can for y'all to be able to see it clearly on the screen. Lots of words here. We've got 3 columns. Columns go up and down. And we've got 6 rows. Rows go across. So columns go up and down, and rows go across. All right, so take a look at that. And then we're going to talk about it, about the different concepts that you see in this list of words. All right, let's start with all the derivatives. Let's do that. So we're going to go 1 row at a time. Let's start with 1 row at a time. We'll start here. Are there any derivatives in this row? Do you see any? Nope. These are all plain words with nothing added to them. Let's look at the next one. Any derivatives in this row? Yeah, you found them. This is a suffix s. This is a suffix s. And this is a suffix s, because it's saying more than one of these, more than one of these, more of one of these. Let's look at this one. Any suffixes in this word, this row, this column? You might look down here and think, oh, put a box around that. But this s is not doing the job of being a suffix. This is just plain s, sock, s, because this is a floss rule word. So we're not going to put a box around that one. All right, let's look for another thing. Let's start again. Let's start with all the words that have O, octopus, ah in them. What are they? Go ahead and read them. Correct. Dot and mop both have O, octopus, ah. Let's look in this one. What are the ones that have I, itch, I? This one. Read it. Limps. Cliffs. Kiln. This one's a tricky one because look, there's 3 letters before we get to the rhyme. So when that happens, a good strategy is to cover up those 3 letters and start with the rhyme first. I, ing, ing. And now we know the onset, the 3 letters before are stir, and then we've got ing. Stir, ing. Stirring. That word is string. If we only had 1 letter right there, what would it be? Ring, that's correct. Let's go back to the first column and read all of the words that have I, itch, I. In, skin. Skill. Kiss. Skid. All right, now let's look at the words that we haven't coded at all yet. We're going to start in this first one. In this first row. Remember, rows go across, columns go up and down. So in this first row, we haven't coded this one. This is I, itch, I. Read. Milk. This is A, apple, A. Let's start with the initial sound. Tram. This is I, itch, I. Skip. Oh, I see a rhyme here that's very common. So look at that rhyme. That's and. Just like we did with string down here, I can do the same thing. I'm going to start with and I'm going to cover up the onset. I'm just showing you the rhyme, and then I'm going to note the onset is stir and strand. A strand could be a strand of your hair, or it could be something that happens to you if you get stranded. We haven't coded any of these yet, so let's start with here. This is O, octopus, ah. Let's put a breve on it because the T is closing the door on the O. Now start with the initial sound. Trot. A, apple, A. Graft. And then I, itch, I. Print. We coded these already. Go ahead and read them again. And then the final row. Remember, go to the rhyme. This is kind of complicated. Whenever you have a onset that has 3 letters, it's going to be kind of complicated. So go to the rhyme. Ing. And then if you need to, cover up the rhyme and just look at the onset. Stir. Ing. Stir. Ing. String. And then the final word. Mop. All right, remember how we played that game? And y'all can do this with your parents right now. And remember how that game went. The hints you're going to give are cover up the derivatives. You can also do cover up the words that are the words that only have 3 letters, or cover up the words that are floss rule words. And then at the end, the procedure is to uncover the words. You're going to start and uncover the pennies or the coins here, and then the same thing here, just like we did yesterday. I'm going to go ahead and pause. You go ahead and pause the video, and y'all can spend just a few minutes playing Guess My Word, and then come back. All right, welcome back. Look where we are on the chart. You should, you're going to need your sound circles today, but not right off the bat. Instead, I want you're going to come up with a pattern. See if you notice a pattern. I'm going to start by writing some words, and I want you to tell me what you see when I'm writing these words. All right, remember, we're going to, well, I'll wait to go over the spelling procedure with you when it's your turn for spelling. Right now, it's my turn, and you're just listening and watching as I write some words. K-I-T, kit. K-I-N, kin. That could mean your family, or it could be the first syllable in the word kindergarten. K-E-P-T, kept. K-I-L-N, kiln. K-I-S-S, kiss. K-E-G, keg. K-E-N, ken. That's actually a name, so I'm going to erase that lowercase. It could be a syllable in the first syllable in a multi-syllabic word, but I'm going to go ahead and use a capital K because we're going to use that as a name. So you are noticing that all of these words that I've written on this list start with the letter K. All of these words have K in the initial position, but pay attention to what follows K and see if you can come up with a pattern. Talk to your mom or dad to see if you see any patterns. All right, 3 more seconds for patterns. All right, you should have noticed that all of these in this column, an I follows the K. And in this column, the E is following the K. So that K sound, the sound that comes after it is going to tell you if you're using a K. So when you hear K, this sound's going to be a K. When you hear K, this sound's going to be a K. But if you hear O, this is not going to be a K. Now, I'm not going to tell you what it's going to be because that's for another day. But what we're listening for is we're listening for I and eh. If we don't hear those sounds, we're not writing K. This is how this is going to look when you do your sound circles. Go ahead and get your sound circles out. This is why I've been really encouraging you, the both of you, to pause and unblend, because we're going to start getting into complicated spelling sounds, and you can't figure out what an initial sound is until you look at the sound that follows it. And you have to be in the habit of unblending to help you with that. So I'm going to model, and then I'm going to then you're going to do these on your own. So here are some words. Coat. I was cold, so I put my coat on. Coat. Echo. Now unblend. K-O. K-O. That isn't I. So we're going to put a line through here. We're not going to spell that word today. There will be another day to learn how to spell that word, but not today. We're listening for I and eh. Here's our next word. King. king. The king wore a crown. Echo king 3 times. Now unblend it. K, I is after k. That is the sound we're listening for. So I can spell that word. K, I, king. All right, let me do one more and then it'll be your turn. Cape, cape, cape. Unblend it. Ape, ape, ape. There's that sound we're learning. What comes after it? A. That's not what we're listening for. We're listening for I. So we're not going to spell this word today because we're listening for I. Now it's your turn. We're going to do 5 words today. We might do 5 that you're spelling all of them, but there might be some that you don't spell. Instead, you're going to draw a line through them because they don't have the I sound that we're listening for. All right, your turn. Cut. I bled a lot when I cut my finger. Echo, cut, cut, cut. Unblend 3 times. Ut, ut, ut. What's the sound after k? That's not it, so we're not going to spell this word today. Next word. Kiss, kiss, kiss. Unblend. K-is, k-is, k-is. Now write it. All right, check your spelling. K-I-S-S. And the S-S is in the yellow square because of the floss roll word. It says abbrev on it. All right, we're on the next. We're on word 3. Kiln. Kiln. I put my ceramics in the kiln. 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 Look at this sound. That tells you if we're going to use a K here. I. We can spell this word because of that I sound. Go ahead and spell kiln. If you're not sure of the word, ask one of your parents to pronounce the word and explain it to you and then spell it. Pause the video now. All right, check your spelling, code the word, and then go start with the green sound, the initial sound, and unblend. Did you spell it correctly? Kiln. You can ask to see a picture of a kiln. When you see it, you'll remember we've talked about this before in a previous lesson. All right, the next word, catch. My coach congratulated me on my good catch. Catch. Unblend. Catch. Wait a minute. That's not the sound we're listening for. So I'm going to draw a line through that. You do that too. We're not spelling this word today. Okay, final word. Kit. Kit. I got a chemistry kit for Christmas. Kit. Unblend it. K, it. K, it. K, it. What is the pink sound by itself? That's correct. So that means this is going to be a K. Spell it. All right, let's look back. See if you spelled it correctly. What kind of syllable is this? Open or closed? It's a closed syllable. That's why I put that breathe right there. Which one of these words is a floss rule word? Kiss. That's correct. All right, let's look at our schedule. Yesterday we talked about Alaska on our oral language unit, and we're going to continue that today. So I'm going to pull that up. Let's turn this off in case I think it's going to be better with the light off. All right, I have some that we didn't cover yesterday, some different illustrations and photos. So let's look at a few of these. All right, take a look at this. These are two indigenous people who are indigenous to Alaska, and indigenous means that they didn't travel there to live. They are the first peoples that lived there. So these are two indigenous people, and you can see, talk for a minute about their clothing and why you think it's important for them to be dressed that way. You can use this time to ask questions. These indigenous people are part of a group of people called the Inuits. Echo? Inuits. One is an Inuit. More than one is an Inuits. How many syllables in that word Inuit? Inuit. 3 syllables, so that's a pretty long word. So those are Inuits. Here's another picture of an Inuit with some fish, probably for their meal, their dinner that night. A lot of times people, when they think of Alaska, they think that people in Alaska live in igloos, and I think I have a picture of an igloo. Let's see where, well, here's some pictures of igloos, but mostly, here's another picture of an igloo. Mostly Inuits traditionally lived in shelters or dwellings. That's a word that we have used before. Dwellings like this one that are made out of seal skins, and you can kind of see that one, okay? So it has, the outside of it is made of seal skins. Oh, this one is an interesting one. Talk for a minute about what's going on here. What do you think this is? This is an Inuit who has made a pair of goggles from caribou antlers, and it's to help prevent snow blindness because the glare from the sun off of the snow can cause snow blindness. We talked about this one yesterday. Do you remember the name of this? It has 2 names, the Northern Lights, and the other name is Aurora Borealis. Aurora Borealis. Echo? And let's see if there was any others that I wanted to share with you that we didn't go over yesterday. Definitely talked about the tundra, which is frozen which is Frozen Land. You can see. Oh, there was the one more thing that that I added to the board that I wanted to share with y'all is a book. It's called Julie of the Wolves. Let's see. Some of these. Let's see. Let me find the Alaska one. OLU. Alaska. Here we go. This is the board. Okay, so yeah, this is the book I wanted to share with y'all. This is Julie of the Wolves, and it's about a young girl, an Inuit girl, who gets lost on the tundra during the winter, and she has to survive. It's a survival story. So this might be something that y'all could put on your list as a book to consider. I think y'all would enjoy it, especially as much as y'all love nature and animal stories. I think you would enjoy that. What do you know about this? What's your experience been? Can you describe this picture? It's a polar bear, but what's the point of view, your point of view with the polar bear? Maybe a grizzly bear, maybe a black bear. I think more like a grizzly. We talked about this one before. Do you remember the name of it? And then finally, we'll close with this one because what a great picture. Actually, this is a video. Let's see if you can. I'm going to leave it like that because I don't know how long that video is. But describe this picture. What do you think those two bears' relationship is? What time of day is it? If you want to discover more of those, you can, with your parents' guidance, you can look at the my board, my Oral Language Alaska board, and see some of the other pictures. A lot of times when I do this, kids will see other pictures on the board and they want to explore them, but we don't explore all of them at one time. So if you're interested, you can ask your parents about that. All right, that concludes our lesson today. Remember, our word that we started with today was ciao. That's Italian for either goodbye or hello. It's kind of a greeting that can be used at any time of day. Ciao. So today, you know, now you know a little bit of Italian, and you can go and tell your brothers and sisters, ciao. Bye.